Issue 31. After some stilted dialogue from civilians who quote Superman, with it making just as little sense here, as they should immediately recognize them as badniks flying over them, Sonic calls himself handsome, and then a green Sonic destroys the badniks even faster than him. Huh, so Scourge as a concept wasn't even that original. There was already the idea of an evil green Sonic years earlier. And while a chest scar isn't quite the same as having a gold chain with the C on it, it's still something, and I can totally imagine that Scourge would wear that. Sonic complains that it's too easy for his liking, and is immediately really suspicious of him, hopefully just out of jealousy at the spotlight being stolen from him. But I tend to feel like Fleetway Sonic is just paranoid in general, or at least cynical. If only the text blurb at the end of the previous Sonic story hadn't mentioned the Pretender, I'd find this plot less predictable. This Cosmic the Hedgehog says he wants to show Sonic how it's done, and Sonic says he doesn't need help from a pretender like him, and agrees to the race. Suddenly, Tails says that he could be rushing into a deadly trap, when we were given every indication beforehand that the heroes other than Sonic were just seeing him as a hero, and he seemed like nothing other than a hero. It's almost like Tails has been given a copy of the script ahead of time. Sonic says cold-heartedly, "Well, if I never see you again, Tails, this is how I'll always remember you. As a little two-tailed dimwit who's always whining." One, I'm glad he said dimwit and not something much worse than that. And two, I hate that they misspell whining so badly. Scourge, Cosmic, says that the first one to the end of Emerald Hill is the winner. Fortunately, he doesn't immediately get to the end of the race, because that'd be anticlimactic. Instead, they start the race, and he says he feels dizzy after going through a loop-de-loop, proving that he's very inexperienced with it. Rather boringly, after Sonic wins, Cosmic is revealed to just be Metamorphia, rather than actually being an alternate version of Sonic who traveled here from another dimension to prove he's superior to him. I would have preferred if this never happened and I could just pretend this was Scourge. What the fuck was the point of her racing him if the whole point of the disguise was to catch him off guard? She clearly had some Sonic speed from that disguise, so why not just fight him right away with it? And why give up that form and that advantage? This is so dumb. She says that an army of badniks is heading towards Sonic's village, and briefly captures him in a net that he just burrows through the ground with a spin dash to escape from. When she turns into gas, he runs in a tornado to scatter the gas, saying that learning from his mistakes is what makes him so brilliant. At least she returns to the fast form to go to Sonic, but then the badnik stupidly mistakes her for Sonic and shoots her with a laser because I guess Eggman programmed them to be colorblind. The badniks are destroyed, and Sonic says the Metamorphia might have just changed into another form and escaped again. Wow, I haven't seen a story in the Fleetway Sonic comic that's more wasted potential since the Tails was turned into a robot one. In the next story, after some panels are wasted on repetition, the Goblin Queen says she wants to play again and lets them go, naturally since she found them too quickly. They go into a place with cobwebs, and the prince calls them stupid and spoiling his sister's fun right away, because fuck having a refreshing twist where one of the goblins is a good guy. Instead, the only reason he's betraying her is because he's tired of being ordered around, and he's going to try to kill them just to spite her. His sword swing misses, and the sword is caught in a wooden door, and they run away for a while until Tails has to fly away with them, thinking that he has to land somewhere quick because they're heavy. He takes them to the Goblin Flying Boat, which takes them right back to their village, completely dropping the plot thread of the fact that the Queen is clearly chasing them in her own boat and wants to find them again, as she'll never catch up with them. How will they not just be kidnapped again right away? The story ends with Tails returning home and immediately being told that he's had a long enough rest by Sonic, and he won't try to tell him what's happened to him because I guess he get in trouble from that explanation. The first story was by Lou Stringer, and normally I don't mind Sonic comics being predictable, but this was just irritating. Because of the last panel that we saw Metamorphia in, I immediately guessed that she was going to show up again. I would have liked it so much better if Cosmic really was just an alternate zone Sonic who showed up to try to prove he's better than him out of spite. He's basically Scourge before Scourge. But no. Of course, it has to be Metamorphia, who only did all this to lure Sonic away from his friends so they can be attacked by badniks. It's so disappointingly predictable. And maybe it wouldn't have been if they had just cut out the last panel of the last Sonic story, blatantly telling us what's going to happen in this one. What a wasted opportunity. How pathetic was that? Why couldn't it just be an evil Sonic? Also, why would Eggman program his robots to be too colorblind to tell that Metamorphia is not Sonic? That was convenient. And you'd think in her time running through Emerald Hill Zone she would have collected rings and not been defeated by just one laser shot. This was so lame. And then the second story, by Mark Isles, the comic is annoyingly predictable once again, as the Goblin Prince of course turns out to be pure evil and just wanting to kill the foxes instead of having a refreshing twist, where he's on their side. So it's just about Tails escaping the castle with the Fox Kids using his flight at the end, his luck coming into play as the sword swing misses and he gets stuck in some wood. I swear, is Tails a luck kitsune? No, I just checked, and while there's kitsunes of life, spirit, creativity, and even time, there's no luck kitsune. What's the point of having solo stories for Tails if instead of giving you more reason to respect him and enjoy living vicariously through a more relatable audience surrogate, he just succeeds through dumb luck and running like a coward? I mean, at least it's not predictable. The whole plot about the Queen hunting the Fox Kids down just made me uncomfortable. She should really be thinking of it as, like, pure evil. She just reminded me of the Hunter from the Knuckles comic. These are clearly sentient beings she's hunting down.